What's up guys, and welcome back to The Artist Influence. It's Brian back again with another video. In this video we're going to tackle a question that I think is very important to ask yourself when you're starting out in your dance career, and it's really simple. It's, are you really cut out for this? And it's a simple question, and I think that all of us ask ourselves that question at a certain point when we're starting out. You know, you go through your first couple of auditions, or you just move to New York or LA and you're kind of figuring things out, and there's those moments that you come across where you ask yourself, am I supposed to be doing this? Is this the path for me? Am I cut out for this? And there's important questions to ask, and some people don't ever ask them, and they get a couple years into their career and maybe things aren't going the way they foresaw them going, and they find themselves, you know, losing focus, losing interest, and losing motivation. So this video really serves as kind of like a little bit of tough love for all you guys out there. I just want to paint you guys like a really accurate picture of what it's like being a working professional dancer and doing the things that we all do. If you're someone out there who's considering taking a step in the direction of starting a dance career for yourself, or you're someone who maybe has kind of gotten to a plateau a little bit in your career and not really sure where you want to take things next, this is a question that can really help you kind of give yourself a gut check and make sure you're in this for the right reasons. So first and foremost, if you're going to do this professionally, and if you're going to do anything professionally, you've got to love it. And if you don't love this with the bottom of your heart, if you don't wake up every morning, or at least most mornings, just wanting and feeling the need to dance like deep, deep, deep down inside, then that's a warning sign right there. You know, because when you come to think of dance, you know, a lot of times when we're not really pursuing it professionally, or we're just doing it for fun, it's a release for us. It's an escape. And dance is always an escape for everyone, because it gives you that ability to just be in the moment and be present and not be worrying about anything else going on in your life. But that can tend to change a little bit when you start pursuing it professionally and it becomes what you have to do to make a living. So it's hard to kind of wrestle with those two dynamics, and I know a lot of people have trouble with that. It's hard to separate dance as your art and what you love and what fulfills you, and then also have it be your way of making a living and your way of supporting yourself. So it's really important to compartmentalize those two areas of your career and understand that you're doing certain things within dance to make a living, to make connections, to get yourself further in the industry and get yourself closer to those goals and dreams that you have. And then you also have to give yourself the opportunity to have those experiences in dance that are just for you. You know, when you go take class, and it's not even a class where it's necessarily going to benefit you in the long run as a dancer, but you just want to take class to move and enjoy your body and feel free. It's important to give yourself those abilities and those opportunities to feel that, because so often in the industry we get so bogged down with what audition am I going to? What job am I up for? What networking do I need to do? Am I promoting myself enough on social media? And we get this huge to-do list going on in our lives, and we kind of lose sight of what dance really means to us. So it's important to ask yourself, whenever you're feeling like that, is just give yourself a gut check and say, am I cut out for this? Am I cut out for waking up before the sun rises sometimes? You know, to be able to do what I need to do and get to my part-time job at a gym working the front desk, or at a Starbucks, or a restaurant, or whatever I'm doing to make ends meet until dance starts happening for myself. And then are you really cut out for it to the fact where after you're done working an 8-hour shift, then you're going to go take 3 classes that night, or have a rehearsal for 5 hours? You know, these are realities of being a professional dancer, and when you're new to the industry, it's realities of your life that you have to make work. Are you cut out for being so physically tired that you can't even see straight sometimes? Are you prepared to wake up in the middle of the night with a screaming Charlie horse in your hamstring? And are you prepared to get all the overuse injuries that come along with dancing full time? When you're dancing 8 to 10 hours a day, I've got news for you guys if you haven't done it yet. It's brutal on your body. It is brutal, brutal, brutal on your body. But if you take care of yourself, you eat right, and you work out, and you cross-train, you take care of your body, you can kind of stop those injuries from happening and make yourself be able to prolong your dance career further. But these are all realities of being a dancer. And you're going to be tired, you're going to be sore, you're going to be sad, you're going to be in your own head about like opportunities that might have come to you or someone else. But if you can take all of that and you can just take it for what it is and realize that you are so unbelievably lucky to be doing what you're doing, and to be able to dance, to have 4 limbs that work, to be able to walk, to be able to live in a country where you probably wasted more than $5 today on bottled water when someone else in another area of the world doesn't even have $2 or any fresh drinking water or plumbing at all. The sheer fact that you can even ask yourself, am I cut out to be a professional dancer, is an example of the fact that you are luckier than the vast majority of the world's population. So when you're sitting there and you go through these times and experiences in your career where you kind of get shut down a little bit and you kind of aren't really sure if this is really the thing for you, and if your passion for this can really sustain you through all of the ups and downs, and the not knowing where your rent money is going to come from, the not knowing where your next paycheck is going to come from, and your next opportunity and all that kind of stuff. If you can take all of that and just realize that at the end of the day you are unbelievably lucky and blessed to even be pursuing this professionally, then it'll keep you in the mental state where you will be cut out for it, and you'll be able to take those experiences where you go to an audition and you give every bit of your energy for 10 hours of a huge long audition day, and then you come back a second day for a callback and you give your energy again for another 8 hours of long cuts and auditions, all to not get the job, all to get to the very end where it's down to you and 3 other people and they don't pick you. If you can take that rejection and still, when that rejection comes, say, but I'm still so lucky to be doing this, and I still love this so much. And if you can go to sleep at night and you dream about this and it's all you can think about, and you want to use your art for good and help the world be a better place by being a dancer and bringing smiles to people's faces and performing, then that's the way you ask yourself whether or not you're cut out for this or not. And if the answer to any of those questions is no at any time for you, then that's a very serious thing that you have to consider. And you have to ask yourself, am I doing this for the right reasons? Am I doing this because other people are doing it? Am I taking this class because it's the cool class to take? Am I going to this audition because I think this job will put me in a position to be a better place in my professionalism? Or am I just going to this audition because my friends told me to go? You know? These are conscious questions you got to ask yourself, and you got to be sure about what you're doing in your career. I'm here to tell you guys that the time for you to just go and take class and enjoy just taking class for whatever and not being worried about really where you're going, that ends the second you decide to do this professionally. That ends the very second you decide to take this seriously and make this your profession. Because when you do that, it requires a level of professionalism and a level of commitment that your average class taker at studios just doesn't have, which is why they're just that. They're an average class taker and you guys are professional dancers. So you have to set yourself apart. You got to ask yourself, are you cut out for this? And you got to be able to say, no matter what obstacle comes in your way, no matter how hard you get beaten down, no matter how much your body hurts, no matter how much you ache, no matter how many injuries and pulled hamstrings and pulled muscles and broken whatevers you get, you've got to be able to get up from that and say, I'm not done. And I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to keep going, and that's when you win. You know, that's when you finally get that big break after years and years and years of trying, where all of those blood, sweat, and tears become worth it, right? But the trick is not waiting for that big break for everything to become worth it. The trick is for everything to be worth it every day of your life. And if you can live your life like that, and you can ask yourself that question every day and say, am I cut out for this? Absolutely. And no matter what I go through today, it's worth it because I get to dance and I get to spend the day doing what I want to do, not what a boss or what a parent or what society or what anyone else thinks I should be doing. That's when you're free. So again, this whole video is just about asking yourself that question, am I cut out for this? And being able to answer, hell yes, you know? Being able to answer without a shadow of a doubt that no matter what comes in your way, nothing is going to stop you from dancing. And if the answer to that question is anything other than absolutely yes, then you might need to reconsider the career you're in. Because if there's one thing that's true about dancing professionally and being a choreographer professionally or teaching professionally or anything, if you don't love it, it's going to turn into a grind just like anything else. And you're going to end up hating it. So ask yourself that question today, and ask yourself that question early, as soon as you start. Am I cut out for this? And be able to answer yes. So I hope that helped you guys. I hope that helps you just kind of refocus yourself and be able to just give yourself a gut check, because we all need that sometimes. We get complacent doing our day-to-day things. I'm going to take this class this day. I'm going to go to this audition that day, blah, 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 blah. and we don't really think about the big picture and what we're going for. And anyone who's anywhere in this industry, any big name choreographer, any big name dancer, any big, very successful person in the entertainment industry has asked themselves this question and has clear-cut goals and paths and things that they're shooting towards. Anyone who's successful is not just walking around and waiting for things to just fall in their lap. No, you make your own luck. So, I'm gonna ask you again, are you cut out for this? We'll see you at the next The Artist Influence.